Hello, I'm Andy, and here's a program called Best Vocation Talent, Skills, if born on the 20th of February. Before I begin, here's my email. Send me this email if you wish to know your next 9 years based on a personal reading, which will be based on your date of birth, your time of birth, and most importantly, reading your palms. Your palms are very special, they belong to the energy of the soul. I'll show you your next nine. I'll show you your next 9 years. This next 9 years, age by age, calendar year by calendar year, we'll go through it. In all areas of your life, quickly you will know what's the platform waiting for you. And I'll show you, if you like to play lotteries, how to get the energies of the soul, the third eye, and the aura to win such supernatural wins like the lotteries. And I will also show you your lucky colors, lucky gemstones, lucky days, lucky directions, a lot of energies, and very much more. We'll talk more about this later in the program. So you're born on the 20th of February in the period of Pisces. That's a very lucky day to be born on, with plenty of imagination given to you and creativity as well. So imagination, creativity can be used in the job, in the business areas for your passion, and you could very easily be a great entertainer of some kind, an actor or actress, and even a singer, even a dancer. You could do all that magic. You will be very lucky in the food and beverage business and be very interested in such things. Buying and selling foodstuffs, were retailing, or opening a cafe or a restaurant, or importing and exporting food. So, whatever with food, you seem to be very lucky, and beverage as well, importing liquors and importing wine and things like that. So you can do very well in such a trade. You will be very well noted and be very lucky as an importer and exporter of anything, especially food and beverage, and also of fashion related in clothes or makeup, anything to make people beautiful, interior decoration as well, and anything to do with the land, landscaping included. So there we go again, imagination and creativity everywhere. You have a planet called the sun with an ego to be successful and to be popular, and you'll be able to manage that as well. You have this kind of cluster of planets will give you all the right ingredients to do something very fruitful in your life for you and your family and friends. And that's you, born on the 20th of February. But you have to be careful that your moodiness can interfere with the success story, whether on your own or whether with partners. And the moodiness can interfere with happiness, with friends, with your lovers, and with your family or marriage. So try not to show that imaginary misunderstandings, I call it, and try to reason logically as much as you can. Because too much passion always leads to imaginary things which may not be real. You have a wonderful Mars position, giving you the determination to forge ahead even when things are not going for you. The main problem is that you're very hasty, very impatient, and very argumentative. So this has to stop. Otherwise, you will see that your character and personality will be remembered for the wrong reasons. And whether at the place of work, whether in business, whether at home, whether anywhere, you will be noted for making promises very quickly with your imagination and passion, and then worrying that you cannot carry out all these promises, and you'll be noted by people as somebody who just can't perform. You have a planet, Uranus, that makes you a loner. So sometimes, born on this 20th of February, you may just end up alone because you will find that disagreements just broke up your partnerships. And this planet makes you very rebellious, which means you're difficult to find as a team player. So that's be poor. So do two things. One is to slow down in speech and action, and one is to try your best to get long-term partnerships because most of your partnerships don't seem to last. You seem to waver. Infatuation. You'll be very infatuated with jobs, with businesses, and with your craft, which means that it's all short-term interest. That's not good because long term interest is needed to make a name for yourself in whatever you are doing for long term. So tell yourself what you start. Don't suddenly change directions. Otherwise, you'll be noted in not such a good way. Physical or mental or emotional inspiration. You can be all of these, but I see more as emotional and inspirational. You could be a great writer of romance books and romance stories, and you could be also a great speaker as well. The only downside is that hastiness, impatience, and less and lack of research. You want to get there first and do it as quickly as possible, taking shortcuts, and that creates a lot of problems for you. I'm going to give you some strengths that you have. Your strength is your imagination and thinking, and your creativity, and your determination. Your weakness is too much emotions in your life, not enough logic, the hastiness and impatience, and the tendency to be unnecessarily rebellious, and not being able to be on the same wavelength as people as you should. I'm going to give you some ages, which I call positive ages. These are called cycles in astrology. We all have positive cycles, we all have negative cycles. And I'm going to give you an example. And some of your best cycles, which would be your age of 16, 25, 34, 43, 52, 61, 70, 79, 88, or even 97 years old. As you approach these ages, you will see that the success is building up in anything that you are trying to wanting to do. And as you enter these ages, rewards will be waiting for you. I'm going to give you an example of bad cycles, bad ages. You have to be very careful that at your ages of 14, 23, 32, 41, 50, 59, 68, 77, or 86 years old. This is going to be a big, big problem for you during these ages which I've just mentioned, where things as you approach them, they just fall apart. The job can be lost, the money can be lost, the business can go down the drain, friendships can break up, engagements can break up, marriage can break up, and accidents of all kinds can happen. So you see, we have all these cycles going on throughout our whole life. So when you see me for a 90-minute session, this is what I will show you. Your up cycles which are successful and your down cycles which want to make you a failure. Knowing them, becoming aware of this is the first step to be able to control it. Otherwise, they all pounce on you suddenly and you'll be very much not prepared. Compatibility. You are a very compatible person as long as people agree with you, which is quite normal. But why don't you also be compatible with people who may not agree with you, but may need help from you or you may need help from them? So, what I mean is, try to be friendly as much as you can with everybody, and you will become the favorite. You'll become the person that people want to be with. So, don't be too choosy and too picky. And now let's go to health areas. Born on the 20th of February, I'm worried that your health areas start with having a very weak digestive area. The stomach, the bowels, and the colon, which is the large intestine, they all are going to be very sensitive, sensitive to failure and diseases. So when you have any such problems, go and see a doctor as quickly as you can. I also detect very bad backaches, either from an injury or just from the horoscope. If I knew your full date of birth, your time of birth, and if I could be reading your palms, then I will give you a whole history of what's going to happen to you health wise. And when you write all that down and show it to a doctor, that's what early detection is all about. Before you even feel it, before you even fall sick, the doctor will be seeing my list given to you, reading it, and then attending to you in all these areas. And that's how you overcome serious health problems, by being able to tackle them even before they can do any damage to you. So that's all that I do for you, so many things. And the cost is only USD $50. You are a very talented people, a very talented person with many skills. The thing is, you don't seem to stick to one and become a specialist. You like to try this, you like to try that. Why? Because you're very imaginative and your imagination learns things very quickly. And you like to try too many things. So you can become a jack of all trades, but not a specialist in any. You don't want that kind of reputation either. So use your skills, be patient to see them through, finish what you start. That's the main thing. Finish what you start because your moodiness will swing left, right, center. You will lose interest in people, you will lose interest in job, you will lose interest in business very quickly and move on. And if it's a good period, you make it. If it's a bad period, you will be down in the dumps. So doing a 90-minute session with me would be a very good idea for you. It's a horoscope, 20th of February, that as you grow older, you become luckier. I've seen examples of this. In the earlier days, you may have too much independence, shown on your palms especially, and therefore you will just do as you want and just don't care. But as you get older, you'll become more mature in a sense of being self responsible to look after your interests on a longer term basis. But all that will be seen on your palms because did you know that 250,000 babies are born every day? Even more so now. All of them, just because they're born on the same day, some at the same time, they cannot have the same fate and destiny because their palms will be different. Why? This magic belongs to your soul who is changing the signs. So the messages are all written there for people like me to read it. And that's what I will do for you for your next 9 years for this session. In the meantime, I wish you a good life. Thank you. Goodbye.